If you feel like you can't make any progress towards your goals, or you feel generally blocked, but you cannot figure out why, it might be that it is your stuff that is blocking you. And in this video, I'm going to show you 3 blocks that might be caused and reinforced through your things. And of course, you will learn how to overcome these blocks so that you can focus your energy, your time, and your money on the things that really matter to you. Welcome to my channel. My name is Dolores. I'm a psychological counselor in training, and I also hold a university degree in education and psychology. And on this channel, I'm sharing practical tips with you that will help you to get more clarity and to really find your unique purpose in life. I know from personal experience that it is not always so obvious what is blocking us in life, but I found 3 specific blocks that are probably holding you back, and all of these blocks have to do with your stuff. So block number 1 is the money block. And actually, my personal YouTube journey is a great example to give you a picture of it, or to explain what I mean by this block. So I started to do YouTube in 2019, and I initially wanted to talk about the topics that I'm talking right now. So more about personal growth, psychological stuff. But instead, I started to make videos about makeup because at that time, it felt so much easier for me to talk about that topic. And this gave me a great reason to buy a lot of new makeup, to invest a lot of money in those things. Retrospectively, I think it was also a little bit of an escape because I wanted to do the easy thing. I mean, preparing a makeup video is much easier than preparing a video like this, for example. But doing makeup videos took so much of my money. So much thought got into what do I buy next? What do I talk about next? Which product should I get next? Which product is the best? And I could have done so many other things with my money. I could have invested in courses, for example, or I could have invested in learning more about the topics I wanted to talk about. But instead, I invested in things. And I think this is a good example to show that every money that you spend on things that are basically not important in your life is money that you did not spend on things that would make a lasting change in your life. Like, for example, courses or memories with other people, or just things that will have an impact on you, that will bring you closer to your goals. And this probably has a lot to do with the money beliefs that you have. So maybe you have this belief that you cannot handle a lot of money. And when you have this belief, your subconscious will do everything to get rid of money so that you never pile up too much money. And an obvious and easy way to get rid of your money is to spend it on little things here and there, because when you only spend on little things here and there, it never feels like you have spent too much all at once. So it's like a little trick that you do to your brain. And also, if you buy easy things like makeup or accessories or home decor or kitchen supplies, normally you don't have to put too much thought in it. It's not like you would buy an expensive course that you really have to think about it, or or go to an expensive school or something, because this will take a lot more thought and it will cost obviously a lot more money that you have to save for and you have to plan for it. So a lot of the things that you possess might be just a representation of your money block, and it will keep you in that loop, and you won't realize why you buy all this stuff until you really work on your money belief. Another money belief that I can think of is that you don't deserve to have a lot of money. Maybe you think that you are not a person who is supposed to be rich, or who is supposed to have more luxury things. And once you change your money beliefs, you will have a completely different relationship to money. You will appreciate your money so much more, and you will be more likely to invest in things that are really valuable to you. So something that helped me a lot to get clear on my money beliefs is to journal. This is really the first step to break all of your false beliefs. Really get clear on your emotions towards money. What comes to mind if you think about money, if you think about rich people? What were the things that your family told you about money? And if you write this all down, you might find some patterns, or you might find that you have a lot of negative emotions towards money and beliefs that maybe are no longer true. And being aware of these beliefs is a great first step to change these beliefs. And once you change your money beliefs, you will definitely change your buying habits. Now let's talk about the second block. I call it the value block. Now, everything that you have around you, that you have in your home, is a representation of your values, basically, or of your desires. But the thing is, oftentimes it is not obvious what the real desire behind the thing is. I have an example from my life that makes this a little bit more clear. So when I broke up with my boyfriend a couple of years ago, one of the first things that I did was to buy a car. And it was even exactly the same car that I had together with my boyfriend. And I didn't have the means to buy a car in that time. I had to go in debt to be able to buy this car. And at that time, I thought, well, it's for practical reasons. I need to have a car, which was kind of true, but it would have been possible to live without a car, definitely. But what I was not so aware of is that I wanted to buy security. I maybe even wanted to preserve a little bit of my old life with that car. So the real desire behind my car was not practicability or something like that. It was to have security and to keep a little bit of my old life, basically. So when you buy new things, really ask yourself, why do you buy it? What is your desire behind buying something? And it could be that it is security, it can be self-confidence, or it might even be to surround yourself with beautiful things. And I'm not saying that it is wrong to buy a car, for example. It is also okay to buy a car if you just value beautiful things, if you just value high quality things. If you have the finances for it, I mean, that is perfectly fine. And it doesn't always have to be another desire that is covered by this car. But you have to be very conscious to figure out if it's just the nice car or if it's something below it that is just covered up by this car. So if you find that your things are just a placeholder for another value or another desire, then ask yourself, how could you invest your time differently so that you can do something else that is in accordance with your values and your desires. And first of all, this requires to figure out what your values are. And once you get clear on your values, then ask yourself, how could you achieve them without using things? Let me give you an example for this. Let's say you want more beautiful things in your life. So instead of buying more home decor or more beautiful clothing and accessories, you could build something for yourself. You could create this beautiful piece of art that you could wear or display in your home. And I promise you, if you do that instead of buying the thing, you will feel so much more fulfilled. So if one of your values is to have more beauty in your life, then really bring beauty into your life through creating and not through buying new things all the time. Now let's talk about the last block, and this is the time block. Our time is already limited and we don't want to waste it on unnecessary things, right? So take a second and look at your things as something that takes away time from you. I mean, everything that you have comes with a certain responsibility. You have to take care of your things. You have to repair them, you have to store them, you have to clean them, and all of this takes a lot of time. And even though if something is just standing around in your living room, you would have to dust it, for example. And if you move, you would have to bring it with you. And another phenomenon that will cost you a lot of time is decision fatigue. So the concept of decision fatigue is basically saying that the more things you have, the less likely you are to make a decision. Imagine it like this. You are in a grocery store and there are 10 different sorts of pasta available. It would be very hard for you to decide which pack of pasta you want to buy. Whereas if you only have 2 sorts of pasta available, it's much easier to decide which one you want. And you are way faster out of the store with the right pasta. And this is because if you have 10 options, your brain has to weigh all of these options up against each other, and this takes so much energy and so much time that you're very likely to give up. And if you have only 2 options, it's so much easier for your brain to compare these 2 options and to make a decision quickly. So that means if you have 15 pairs of shoes in your home and in the morning you want to decide which shoes to wear, it will take you much longer than when you have only 1 pair for winter and 1 pair for summer. You will be out of the house so much faster. So less stuff will save you time, not only because you don't have to take care of it all, but also because making decisions is so much easier and you will be so much quicker. Now, the obvious solution for this would be to declutter everything that is not worth your time and your energy. And this is easier said than done, and I know that decluttering can be a huge challenge for a lot of people, especially if we are emotionally attached to things. And if you want some strategies that will make it easier to declutter, especially emotional things, I will link my video on the screen that will give you 5 practical tips and mindsets that will help you to declutter your unnecessary stuff. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you there.